I'm just finishing the setup here on my little FMS 800mm T-28 Trojan. Just picked this up around the first of the year. They wanted to get one last year, but they were out of stock. You just could not find them. They're finally in stock again. They're really a neat little size. They're like about half the size of a standard E-flite Trojan, and so they're bigger than a UMX ultra micro. It's easy for me to say, but smaller than your standard 1.5 meter. It's really, I think, going to be a handy little size airplane to have, be able to throw it in the back seat of the car and you know, keep it there so that when the weather is opportune, I can head out. Anyway, the reason I made this video was the manual that came with the Reflex 3-axis gyro is a little bit ambiguous. The first thing they omit is the orientation. Some of the models, they come already affixed inside the model. I'm glad this one didn't, because I wanted to plug it into my computer and check the programming. I went to their website, checked and made sure the right model was downloaded the correct software, and that would have been impossible with it inside the model because the ports are on the side here. And the other reason is just a heck of a lot easier getting your servo wires plugged in and the leads to the receiver with it out of the model. And that in lies the other thing that they kind of omitted. And if you follow their designation here as far as connecting your receiver to the gyro, at least with a Spektrum product, everything is going to be off. It's not going to work right. So what you need to do, starting with the receiver, is connect your servo leads exactly as you would with any Spektrum equipment. The channel 1 throttle, channel 2 ailerons, channel 3 elevator, channel 4 rudder, and then you can designate channel 5 or 6 to the signal lead that controls the gyro itself. You designate your switch on your transmitter, and that additional channel is what controls it, whether or not the gyro is on or off and which mode it's in. But anyway, so you start out here, you plug it in, as I just said, throttle, aileron, elevator, rudder, 1 through 4, just like you would on any other Spektrum receiver. But then when it comes over here, you do it as it's designated here. You go channel 1 aileron, channel 2 elevator, channel 3 throttle, channel 4 rudder, and then that remaining 5th plug there is where you put your signal wire, your control for the servo. And then of course you follow the directions and what's printed on here, starting at the top: aileron, elevator, throttle, rudder. Now if you do that, it's going to work out just fine. I've got it hooked up. There's throttle, rudder, elevator, aileron. Everything is just perfect. The other thing that they left out of here was the orientation. And you see how I've got it sitting right now, where this is facing to the back, and that's the forward, and these programming ports are on the starboard side, on the right hand side. So if you've got this model of gyro and they did not install it, this is exactly how you want it to be sitting in there. You want the programming plugs on the right hand side of the model. These servo leads that are exiting and going directly to the servos, they go in the back, towards the back of the model. And these leads coming from your receiver facing forward. Anyway, that's about it. And of course, it's best if you assign the control to the gyro to a 3-position switch, because it's got 2 control settings. What is it? I think it's stabilized mode and optimized mode and off. So you've got stabilized, that's off, and then that's optimized. So you can see here when I'm in the middle, nothing happens right now in the middle switch position. If I go down, that's optimized. Off, and then stabilized mode. And you can see that in that mode it stays. When you move it, it stays in that position. So that's kind of like on E-flite, that would be like safe, where it's going to limit. Now see if I go to the other mode. See, that's like the AS3X. That's where it reacts and then goes back to neutral. Anyway, I think there's going to be more of these models around, more people using them. I noticed that they're in stock at Tower Hobby and Horizon Hobby and several other places now. And I'm expecting good things out of it, so we'll see. Hope this helped somebody out.